I'm Jane Power, and this is my friend Larry Webb. And here we go.
We are. We're already going.
So, how was your week?
Absolutely. It's been like trailblazing. It's going
Really?
by so fast.
Yeah, the older we get, the faster time goes by. Have you noticed?
I had a 3 o'clock appointment in New Haven with the doctor,
Yeah.
and I had all this time during the day. When I got a couple texts this morning, like 5 of them in a row,
Yeah.
I was like, "What is going on?" Went and had breakfast. Next thing I know, it's 2:45. I'm still in Brantford. I'm still in Brantford. 2:45. I'm like, where'd the time go? What happened? What happened to everything I was doing? Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
I know.
I was
That's the way
like,
it is.
day was over.
You were gallivanting around, and I was planting trees.
I wasn't gallivanting. I was working. I was
Oh,
actually
really?
working.
Were
yeah.
you working it? What were you
I was
doing?
working. So I'm going on air somewhere on another thing on what do you call it? YouTube. Right, and I'm gonna have
Okay.
I'm gonna be putting together a couple of other people that I've been talking to all together,
Yeah.
who are all working in the same field that I'm working in, and we're gonna have open discussion so people can hear it and help them.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm just
So
kind of putting it together.
kind of like YouTube therapy or something, or
Yeah, they've done that on many occasions in different ways.
yeah.
This one will be different because it would be us wackos, basically doing it. So it will be different. People be like,
Oh,
whoa.
the wackos.
But I think it'd be a great tune in.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Now,
Absolutely.
how do you get people to chime in?
What do you mean to chime in
Like, how do people find you
on this thing? On that thing?
on the YouTube channel? You know, I'm still new at all this social media stuff. I mean,
I think people would just kind of tune in by the subject matter, basically, because the subject matter is everywhere, and you figure it out that way.
somebody would just go there, hit the search
Yeah.
thing, and put in addiction healing.
It could be that, and there'll be different podcasts that are out there and stuff like that, or things that are out there. So
Okay.
we'll put it out on YouTube, and we'll see what happens.
Awesome.
Yeah, because they got to keep speaking about this if it's ever going to change. We have to kind of make the change happen. So
It's time for change.
it's definitely time for change.
No doubt about it.
So there's so many major things happening in the world that
Well,
we should focus in on. So
This kind of gets pushed to the background. I
what
know.
does?
You know, the whole addiction thing, the opioids and all that stuff.
But we're bringing it forward again because
Exactly.
it should be forward. If this is a pandemic,
That
we're-
needs to be considered a pandemic
and
because
that
it is.
is a pandemic. Yeah,
Right.
and it's been around for a long time. And
Exactly. That's awesome.
how many deaths does it take to become a pandemic?
Yeah.
Is the question.
Exactly.
And I was like, really? Is there a certain number?
Crazy life, crazy world.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. That's
It's-
awesome.
Yeah. It's like Bill Burr was.
Oh my God, I just saw him the other night.
Yeah. He's
He
got
is
that whole.
hysterical.
He is.
Caleb, did you ever watch Bill Burr?
Yeah.
Oh my God, he just screams his way through the
He just goes off.
interview.
He just kind of goes off. I love it. And he was talking about, Hitler.
Yeah.
Hitler gets all the credit for, I said, he's the next Hitler. He's the next Hitler. And he's like, how many deaths was he involved in? Yeah. Because Stalin had more.
Wait, who's the next Hitler?
Anybody,
the
anyone that
Orange Man?
everybody's always saying, "Oh, this could be the next Hitler. He could be the next Hitler."
Yeah.
And so,
Well,
he's
I've
like,
heard that about Trump.
Yeah, that's happened.
One of my
Yeah.
clients called him Cheeto Head.
Cheeto head.
Well, you know Cheetos, they're orange.
Yeah, get it.
I
I
was
get
like,
it.
okay, that's a
So-
good one.
But yeah, so it's always how many numbers, and then you look at someone like Stalin, who kind of doubled what Hitler did for deaths.
Wow.
But no one ever says he's the next Stalin. Right, it makes kind of sense. So,
Huh.
yeah. How was your week?
My week was good. It's always like a blur by the time I get to Monday.
Yeah,
You know, because I work, and then I've got my 2 little days off, and I'm running around like an idiot. So I sent you a picture of what we did all weekend. I'm sure you were really jealous. I'm sure you wish you were
I
here.
wish I was here digging
Oh my God.
in the soil and the earth.
Well, I'm a gardener extraordinaire. I mean, I'm from a whole family of gardeners. But this was a major gardening project. I have a shed in my backyard, and Jimmy decided that he wanted to move the shed. And I was like, move a shed? He's like, oh, yeah, you just get some plastic tubes and you just roll the shed over to where you want it. I'm like, oh, really? Well, he didn't tell me that you need a machine, one of those big claw things.
Mm.
I don't know what they call it, Bobcat or something like that. So he rented one of those and hired a guy, really cool guy, to come over here and help us. And this guy was he just could not wait to get on that machine. He's like, this is like, I'm like a kid in a candy shop on this machine. And he really was. He did not get off that machine till dinner time. And we had a stump in the backyard that needed to be removed. It was probably about the size of this table, easily. So he couldn't pull it out because we'd have to hire then a truck in order to come and pick it up. And I don't think that little Bobcat could have put it into the truck. So what they did is they dug a huge hole, bigger than what the root was in, and then they flipped the root over, put it in the hole, and then covered it all with dirt. And they also did that with this huge rock that was probably the size of this, well, not the size of this room, but it was big. And then he just ripped out shrubs, and we got yelled at by the neighbor, and, it was an eventful weekend.
There you go.
Yeah.
Shrubbery, basically.
Shrubbery 101.
That's it.
Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah.
So that was crazy. That's pretty much
That was
our whole weekend.
the weekend.
Right. But, that's my form of meditation, remember? I have a hard time sitting still and closing my eyes. So, if I'm crawling around in the dirt, I feel like I'm meditating.
What would God say?
God's happy that I do that.
We should listen to the last couple messages.
God's happy that
We'll
I'm
talk about
that
medi-
I'm,
we'll
that
talk
I'm
about medi-
taking
We'll
care.
talk about meditation again.
Okay, I know.
We will.
That's
But that's
right.
okay.
This message is meditation.
You know what? There is different forms, and that is a form.
Right.
Just like walking is or swimming.
Mm-hmm.
People can get in that
Drinking
meditative,
too much wine is a form.
get onto that state. So
Right.
it happens.
I
It's
mean,
like Forrest Gump when he was running. I know it's a movie, but he was
Right.
running, and Jenny was like, "Oh my God, I wish I was there." You were there
you were there in his
because
mind.
he was. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Of course, she was there. It was Jenny.
Jenny!
Yeah. I was sitting on the little bench out there, in between our place.
Oh, you were?
Oh yeah,
And you were meditating?
I was doing a practice run of my video. That
Oh,
I was
yeah?
that I was talking about doing, and I'm like, here I am sitting on my Forrest Gump bench, just like Forrest.
And he's got his Forrest Gump chair.
That's it. My chair, my bench,
Oh, my God.
depending on where the sun is. I'm sitting there.
Yeah, I noticed that chair gets moved all over the place.
Yeah, I got to put it in the right spot.
I still
Sometimes
don't
I
know.
want if it's really hot, you want it in the shade. You don't want it in the sun.
Right.
So
I still don't know how you meditate sitting there with all that noise.
it's
But you're a master. I'm not. I'd be distracted
be
after 2
distracted.
seconds.
Yeah.
See, I'm either distracted or I fall asleep. Doesn't seem to be an in-between for me.
So when you fall asleep, you're that much closer to meditation.
Oh, yeah?
Absolutely. A lot of people, like, they punish themselves. They try to meditate,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll punish themselves because, I dozed off. Good. You were almost right there because it's right between sleeping and being conscious. And
Right.
you're trying to get into that little spot, you're almost right between, just before you fall asleep. So
Right.
you're right there.
I mean,
And the mind goes kind of dormant, and all the monkey stop running around,
the monkey mind.
and it starts, and you get this little pause, and you're just like,
Right.
And God seems to fill in the blanks right then.
But I want to. I want to hear. Well, I do hear.
Yeah.
I do hear. I've
Yeah.
gotten a lot of messages
So,
during meditations. I used to do the guided meditations. I found that those were good. I tried to stay awake through that, and I pretty much
I
made.
tried to stay
I
awake.
pretty much made it to the staircase. You know, where you're getting ready to walk down into the garden, and then all of a sudden, the music's playing, and the whole thing is over.
It's
so.
over.
Yeah, I've tried Brian Weiss. I've tried a lot of different. Esther Hicks. I've tried
Mhm.
hers, but
Yeah.
I can't get past that garden. Well, maybe it's because I'm a gardener and I just want to stick
Maybe
around, and maybe I
you want to get in
maybe I
there.
want to do a little weeding of that
You want
garden.
to start digging
That
in the
could be
dirt.
it.
You want to start digging in the dirt. So,
Oh my God.
yeah.
So what else have I been up to? Oh, I got a new tattoo. I got I went to Egypt last year. I went in
Yeah.
October, and I have wanted to go to Egypt for forever, it seems, because my grandmother was a world traveler.
Hmm.
So I inherited my grandmother's suitcase that had all her travel documents in it, and it had a huge map with all little circles of all the places that she's been. So pretty much I want to go to all those places,
Hmm.
and Egypt was on the list. So Egypt has been pretty well closed off for the last 7 years because of civil unrest. I think we probably talked about it last time, but so now I'm into putting Egyptian symbols on my arm. Here's my latest. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see from here? Well, anyways, that's the lotus. And then over here is papyrus, but I don't think you can see him.
No, I think it's
here.
hard to see.
So the
Yeah.
lotus means rebirth, and the papyrus is growth. So I'm doing a lot of rebirthing and growthing.
All right.
Oh, if I could just finish that,
Oh, yeah.
that mystery thing that I've
Mystery
been working
thing.
on.
The mystery we're not going to talk
It's coming.
about.
Winter is coming. Hey, it might be good if I get that if I have to if I sell my house and move into an RV, because what am I going to be able to do?
You won't be doing any gardening. Let's just drive around doing people's gardens.
Right.
You know?
My son-in-law is a real estate agent, and the market is really hot right now. So he's been showing houses to this family, and he called me, and he was just like, this family seems to want a house just like what you're living in. Would you be willing to let them look at it? And I'm like, yeah, I'll entertain it. So they looked at it, and of course they loved it, even though it's filled with, if I was going to put my house on the market, I'd have to get rid of like half of my house,
Hmm.
because you're supposed to make it look roomy. But anyways, they loved it. So now they want to come back and look at it again.
Cool.
So it's like, all right, then what do I do?
It's the RV.
The th-
RV gardening.
Right, because if I rented a place, it would probably cost more than my mortgage. So I've been talking about getting an RV and traveling around the country in my old age and talking to people in trailer parks about angels, or anywhere, Walmart parking lots about angels. So this could be my big opportunity. Who knows?
Who knows? Sing.
I'll
We'll
keep-
sing.
I'll keep you posted.
Keep me posted.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's pretty much all that I've been doing
Yeah. I've been
this week.
watching some of the current events that are kind of going on, and that's so odd for me to say that I'm watching current events.
Yeah,
but
that's very.
they're only current events that I'm interested in. The rest of it, I don't pay any attention to.
Okay. So what are you interested in?
So I watched I think I sent you a text about it. I watched the Joe Rogan, Edwin Snowden interview.
Oh yeah, Jimmy and I ran right upstairs.
I'm sure you guys did.
We put it on, and
Guys were snoring in a minute.
Jimmy was snoring in about 2
I'm
seconds.
sure you guys were snoring in a minute.
Edward Snowden looked really good. He's a good speaker.
He's a young kid.
How old is he?
I think he's still in his 20s.
Wow.
I might be wrong, but he's nowhere. I mean, he started that whole entire thing when he was like 22 or something like that. So I'm not sure how many years it's been? Maybe
I don't
9.
really know much about the whole Edward Snowden thing. Refresh me.
So he worked for the NSA,
Okay.
and
NSA,
yeah,
National
National Security, whatever they call themselves.
National Security System.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
And he was kind of working for them, and he kind of felt, you take an oath when you do that. That this work is top secret.
Was he a
and
higher
all
up,
that.
or was he just a little guy?
No, he's just a little guy in there.
Okay.
But he was working, and somewhere along the way, and I kind of looked at the movie just so I knew exactly kind of what happened, because it kind of detailed what happened.
Okay.
And he basically was like, there's this one scene that they show in which
Is this the Joe Rogan thing, or was this a movie about it?
this is the movie about him, but you asked me about him, so I'm trying to
Okay.
tell you kind of what's kind of set him. One of the things that set him off was they were talking about surveillance of somebody, and this other guy that he was working with goes, well, let's for instance look at this right here, and he goes on his computer, hits this thing, and it's a woman who's changing her clothes. And then when Stone goes like, how are we watching that? Are we tapping into her computer?
Yeah.
And goes like, yeah, her computer's off.
So her computer's off,
It's
but
off, but the camera's on. So they tapped right
Oh.
into it, and they're watching her, and he's like, I'm not sure that's right
he's not sure that's right. No, that's not right.
that we're doing that.
Right.
So as he started looking around and getting into it, he was really like, I'm not sure that we should be in everybody's business,
Right.
jotting down what they're doing and everything like that. So what he figured he would do is he figured he would tell it to the news and let them say, hey, tell the American people. But he knew once he did that,
He's in deep doo-doo.
his ass is grass.
Right.
Yeah, because they're going to come after him for treason.
Right.
So he basically did it anyway. He was, if you think about it, he was living in Hawaii, making like $200,000 or something like that. Anyway, it was a lot of money.
Really?
Living the life. He had a girlfriend. Everything was fine. He's making all kinds of money. But he's like, it just bothered him that we're doing something that's wrong. It's illegal.
Right.
Well, up to date with the Joe Rogan thing is the Supreme Court came in and said what the government was doing was illegal. So he's actually innocent. That makes him innocent from
And when
from
did
doing
that happen? That just happened?
That just happened. Yeah, that just recently happened. That the Supreme Court
Wow.
basically said, yeah, the government was wrong, and they should not have been doing that.
So
You're
now what
putting
happened?
the personal. Well,
Now where has he been in hiding?
he's in Russia right now.
He's still in Russia.
He's
okay.
in Russia.
Yeah.
Or as Joe Rogan said, you're probably in Ohio, not telling anybody, but we think you're in Russia. So he's in Russia
Wow.
because the United States, basically,
Well, because we know that Trump wants to put him away, put him in jail.
Trump actually wants to re-look at the situation.
really?
Is what he said this week. He said, someone asked him about it with the whole decision. What do you think about Edward Snowden now?
Yeah.
He goes, I think I don't really know enough about it, but I think we should re-look into it. And if we think he's,
Well, what's there to look at if the Supreme Court already
it
said
doesn't
that?
matter. They still call it treason. It's funny, but they still call that
Really?
treason. Yeah. So that's what he said. Now, the last government that was in, which was Obama and them,
Mm-hmm.
and Biden, and they basically wanted him dead, basically.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, for what he did. So whistleblowers are supposed to be a thing that in administration was going to embrace. Instead of embrace it, they tortured people instead. So that's kind of stuff just
Wow.
amazes me.
So this is what they talked about on Joe Rogan.
Well, they were talking about a lot of topics because there's like a 2.5 hour thing. And they went through a lot of different things. And it's extremely interesting if you can keep your eyes open. I mean, because there's a lot of stuff. It's kind of tedious. You're listening to it. But when
So
they
you're
hit
not watching it.
their, well, no, I was watching it and listening. I was actually sitting right in front of it and watching it because I was really interested in it. And some of the things that they, at one point, Joe Rogan basically says, I think you're a hero. I don't understand why you're being punished like this.
Right.
And you can't come back to the United States, which he'd love to do.
Right.
But he's not going to do anything that's going to.
Well, I wouldn't risk it.
Yeah, well, you know how we are here. We're kind of funny that way. And then that also brings me to Julian Assange, which is going on. Do you know what that is? About what's going on with that?
No, I don't know what's going on with that.
So he was head of.
You don't watch
of.
the news, Larry?
I look at things that I'm
Larry,
interested in.
You know more about it than I do.
Well, because I'm interested in it. If I wasn't interested, I wouldn't pay attention.
Okay.
But he was in head of WikiLeaks.
Do you notice there's a little fruit fly going in between us?
I don't. I don't. He probably lives here, and I don't.
Ooh.
So I'm a guest.
Okay.
So I'm not going to mess with them. That was our thing in Costa Rica. When we were in Costa Rica, and there's all these bugs and stuff, and people were like, "Oh my God, the bugs!" And the guy that was the proprietor of the place said, "They live here. You're just visiting. Leave the bugs alone."
Yeah, really.
Do you know what I mean? You leave them alone. So, but anyway, Julian Assange was head of WikiLeaks, and basically, he was exposing the truth and saying, "Hey, this is what we're doing." For instance,
Isn't he in prison now?
yeah, he's in prison.
Okay.
Yes, he's in prison. He's actually, his trial has started. And guess who's not allowed at his trial?
Who?
Newscasters.
Really?
No news. And they should be. They should be screaming, because if he gets, if he loses, that means all of them are up Schitt's Creek without a paddle. That means you have to give up your sources, and they can arrest you. And that's not our press. Our press is supposed to be finding out truths and exposing them.
Right.
If it's against the law and we should talk about it. So, for instance, they were talking about if we what do you call those things? When we send the missiles by themselves.
Guided missiles?
Guided missiles, right. When we do that and we
Yeah.
bomb a country, 80% of the people that we hit are innocent.
Right.
Something's wrong with that. So anyway, when they expose things like that, they shouldn't have to tell their source where they got the information. If they see it on, he had some of the stuff on film of what we were doing, and they're trying to kill him, basically.
Correct.
Yeah, the way they treat him right now and the stuff that they're doing is just horrifying. And if you look at our Constitution and what's happening, you're saying, what is going on?
I don't even know anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. So basically, those things interest me, because it's all about human rights and things like that, things that we should stand for, and those are the kind of things that I would stand for, and I'd be like, yeah, that's wrong.
And how do we stand for it?
Well, the one is to be aware of it.
Right.
One, to be aware of it, and then to speak up about it, make some noise about it, because these are things that are,
But it doesn't seem like the noise does anything. Just look at all the things over the last couple of years.
Mhm.
The whole gun thing, and it's like, how many more mass shootings do we have to have before something's done? How many, the Black Lives Matter, how many more
it was
black men are shot before something happens? It just seems like it just takes a lot of time and a lot of energy to get anything accomplished. And does it ever get accomplished?
Well, that's a big question, because it's like, what's the guy that took over for Jon Stewart? Trevor
Noah. Oh, I love him.
Trevor Noah? Yeah.
I love him.
When he was talking about, he had, I can't think of what her name is, but she's controversial. And he had her on there, and he was talking about, he goes, if you're a black man in this country and you kneel and protest for something, all right, and they're going to crucify you for that. You lose your job, you lose everything
Well, not
because of
anymore.
because
Not
of the
anymore.
flag.
Three,
Well,
3 years ago, yes.
yeah, but
Now, no.
it's still a big thing. But so
I thought they were doing it before each game now.
what's that?
The kneeling.
Um,
I mean, I think the
some
coaches
are
kneeling.
some are and some aren't.
Right.
You know, but it was such a bad thing. And I know people who are very passionate about it, and was up there and say it's about the flag and everything, and I'm like, really? So, Trevor's question to this to this girl, basically, the lady was, so how do you get your point across then? If you can't kneel like you do in church,
Right. And
if you go out,
you can't protest because that's a
protest,
riot.
If you protest, they call it a riot.
Right.
If you start burning down buildings or something.
You're thugs.
You're a thug. Right. So the question is, he goes, I don't have the answer. How do you?
That's the question.
Get your point across.
Exactly.
You know, because like you said, it's always yap, 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 and nothing happens.
And the thing is, we're all just so busy in our lives. Like, who has the time to march on,
Yeah.
Washington and. So that's why things just kind of get skirted under the table and.
Yeah. They just kind of pass by and wait for the next tragic thing to happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you throw in a couple weather things,
Yep, a couple pandemics to get people all jazzed up. Yep.
This pandemic thing. I noticed today I turned on the news and it was like the big 200,000 have died at this point. And I don't know, it's just it's just so weird. Like today I went shopping with one of my friends. I brought her, one of my clients, up to Costco. And I picked her up and it was just like, all right, so we're both going to be driving in a car together. Now, last time I saw you, you had a hair appointment and I had my mask and my shield on and you had your mask. So now we're meeting as friends and we're going to spend the day together. So do we wear our masks all day? So we chose to sit in the car with our masks on, and we went to the restaurant. We got to take it off so we could eat, but then we had the mask on the rest of the time because we had to go into Costco. We had to have our mask on. It was just so weird.
Yeah.
The whole thing is weird. Now I found out my grandson, who's in daycare, he didn't have to wear a mask, but now I guess Lamont is saying that daycare kids have to wear a mask. Like, I can't even imagine my grandson wearing a mask all day. Maybe for 10 minutes when he's walking in, but all day long. It's crazy.
When did they say that if you're driving in your car, you should have a mask on?
No, but...
By yourself?
No.
By yourself?
No, by yourself, no. But, I mean, I'm sitting with my client.
I see it all the time, so I'm wondering.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
People driving down the road. I'm like...
I know.
Really?
Or even out walking.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing my mask then.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, we have being someone who has worked in that industry for many, many years. The idea that you walk in a building with a mask on, sit down, take your mask off, your server comes up wearing the mask.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't make any sense.
What?
It doesn't make any sense. Well, when I had my tattoo, so I walk in, I sit down, I get my tattoo. He's got a mask, I got a mask. We finish. I go to pay him, and he's behind the register with a piece of plexiglass in front of it. And I'm just like, that whole thing just did not make sense at all.
Yeah.
All right? We've been like 2 feet apart for the last 2 hours, and now I got to stand behind plexiglass to pay you.
Yeah.
But I guess we're all just kind of doing the best we can with this whole thing.
Plexiglass is everywhere now. So it's supposed to be in all the bars, but it's not.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I just bought a new car, and same thing. We had to wear our mask in. Then we sat down, and we had plexiglass between us and, the guy who was doing all the paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had to sign papers, and there were approximately 2 pens in the little cup. And the pens are all brand new, all been sanitized. So... And we were allowed to take our pens home so that they wouldn't have to wipe them all down before the next people showed up. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this is the world we're living in now.
it's the world we're living in, and there's doctors all over the world who are up against this whole thing.
I don't even know what to believe anymore. I
Yeah.
really don't. Do you?
That's true.
All I know is I don't want to get it.
Correct.
I do not want to get
I
that.
don't want to get it.
Now, I had a client just text me today. She's coming in tomorrow. She's got a head cold. So she texted me to see if it was all right for her to come in. She's like, I don't have any fever. It's just a head cold. How do I know? I mean, she'll be wearing a mask. I'll be wearing a mask.
And you
but
zap her head at the door, and if it's over
yeah, that's what I
100,
said. I
it's
said
all over.
I said, I'm going to take your temperature.
That's
and
it. If it's up there,
you're going home.
out you go.
You're going home, girl.
That's it.
So,
That's
I
it.
don't know. I don't know.
Stick Raffy on her.
Yeah. Yeah, Raffy's going to do a lot.
Let the Raffy walk her out.
Not my little Raff man.
Yeah.
So 2 more weeks and Emily's coming home.
Yes.
That's my daughter. And then we're going to do our first guest. First guest spot.
That's it. Should be sitting right here.
My Emster
That'd be
Jet.
awesome.
Emily Ann Power. I can't wait.
No, that's exciting.
She's out there with the
Yeah.
fires. She's in Portland, Oregon. I know I said that last week, but the fires are creeping up on them. I mean, she's got an escape plan. She's got her bags packed, the whole 9 yards.
Mm.
And, of course, Mama Dear here is sitting here worrying about her, but 2 more weeks.
Yeah.
I might not let her go back to Oregon. Oh, I hate this.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
with that.
Exactly. So,
Yeah. She's in her groove there, so
I
it's
don't
tricky.
think I should be drinking this
Yeah.
during a podcast.
Yeah.
I think I'm allergic to the sulfites in that. I'm getting a stuffed up nose.
Well, that's probably it depends on what you can get the wine without sulfites, you know.
Well, you know, I always drink the fine quality wine.
I know.
My sister-in-law hooked me up with the Kirkland wine box.
The wine box. That's when you
the
know
wine box. Larry's a
that's-
bartender, so
that's
of
when
course
you know you got a quality wine.
I poured him a glass of wine. I'm like, Larry, what do you think about this? He
Mm-hmm.
goes, it tastes like a box wine.
You just call it out for what it is.
Yeah, but it didn't make me all
There he
stuffed
goes.
up. It didn't. I wasn't all stuffed
Nah,
up with that
'cause
box wine.
You know what? Grape juice doesn't make you stuffed up.
Hey,
Take the sugar out, you're fine. It tastes great.
I don't have a fine
As
palate.
long
What
as
can I
it
tell you?
doesn't matter. If you enjoy it, you enjoy it. But if the sulfites get you, just get wine without sulfites.
Okay.
You can get them in the box, I'm sure.
To tell you the truth, I don't even like drinking. I'm drinking this wine so I can relax.
You aren't relaxed. Do I make you nervous?
No, it's just knowing that I'm on camera. It's
What
gonna take
camera?
a while. I'm getting better.
Don't believe Caleb that we're on camera
I
because
know.
we're not.
Caleb's like,
He just
Yeah.
has a camera sitting there that we think we're on camera.
yeah.
There's
Caleb-
no
He
camera.
sends me a text. He's like, Jane, I sent you the last 4 or 5 episodes if you want to watch them. I'm like, no, I won't be watching these, Caleb. Larry's going to do the quality control because let me tell you, if I watch them, I'm probably going to hate the way I look, the way I sound, whatever. So I'm sure it's perfect just the way it is. Right, Larry?
I'm looking to do more of this. This is great.
Huh?
Larry on film. We're looking to do more.
That's right.
That's it. Me and my Forrest Gump bench will be doing that.
That's where you're going to do all your filming?
No, but today was perfect because the sun was right there.
You could do it in the salon when you're doing laundry. And you can have the angels behind you.
It's true. That's true.
Hey,
So,
whatever works.
yeah, this should be interesting. How we do it and how we get it all.
We're going to have this on YouTube,
all
aren't
the,
we? This is eventually going to be on the YouTube channel, too.
yeah,
You're going to just be all over the place, Larry.
that's it.
Woohoo.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, I know. Mr. Social media is going all over the place.
Yeah,
It's
I can't even
fantastic.
believe that.
I know.
We sit down to do the
You can't
podcast,
believe
and
it.
Larry's like, oh, my God, I just got a friend request.
Well, it's a friend that I have known for a long time
Yeah.
and have been seeing in years, so it was nice.
Oh, that's good.
That was a nice one, yeah. Yeah. Usually if I get a friend request and I can't remember who the person is or I can't place who it is, I look at their friends.
Right, it has that mutual thing underneath. Mutual
Yeah.
friends.
So I flip that up And if six of my close friends are there, we're all friends. Boink.
Exactly.
Absolutely. I was like, yep.
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
You got to get your book out there.
Yeah. I had two of my closest friends today, and I said, you two have at least, I don't know how many people in common, but I keep seeing you two in everybody's photos. So they contacted each other.
Yeah.
79 people that they both know, and they don't know each other.
Really? That's crazy.
79. I was like, and you guys don't know each other? But that's my close friend. Oh, that's my close friend. Oh, that's my close
Are
friend.
they single? I mean, could this be a love connection?
No,
No? Okay.
they're not.
All right. Well,
No.
I tried.
No, one's single, one's not. There's no love connection now. But it's funny how that is. 'Cause,
Yeah.
they say, but that, separation, whatever,
Yeah.
something like that. So, what else, Jane?
Crazy. Well, I haven't seen Lisa in 3 weeks, and we're getting together this week
Oh, cool.
to get a new angel message. She's been on
Mhm.
vacation for 3 weeks. She's got a place on the water up in Niantic, so she just needed a little break. But we're back in action on tomorrow, actually. So we're getting a new message. I think
Tomorrow.
it's either tomorrow or Wednesday. And then one day we're meeting with Carolyn.
It was Wednesday. We're meeting with Kelly. I put it down in my book.
Okay. Yeah, I know Lisa and I usually meet on Mondays, but it just didn't work out. I had plans today.
Yeah.
So tomorrow she's coming in for her hair, and then we'll get a message. It's going to be interesting. She needs one. She's like, I miss it. I miss talking to God. So, yeah, I do too.
Hmm.
I do too.
Good.
So,
It's
Yeah.
been a while. Yeah, 3 weeks has been a while.
I know. But we've got like at least 40 messages in the bag. So,
In the bag.
in the bag. So we got some catching up to do. So, yeah,
I like that.
in the bag.
In the bag. Got 40 messages in the bag.
In the bag.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Nothing else real exciting.
Well, there's exciting things going on. I'm just not paying attention to them. The rest of it, like I said, I'm watching things that will stimulate me and get me like excited and interested, and where I dig in.
Well,
It's
what
like I
about
want to know.
What about the whole Ruth Bader? What is it? Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
I didn't know that much about her.
You got to watch her
kind
movie.
of,
The movie they did about her on CNN. It's good.
I look at 2 of the movies that they have out on her and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
kind of got the idea of who she was, but I don't normally
She was
jump into that. Yeah,
She was a little 5'2" powerhouse.
little powerhouse. Yep.
So,
Yeah. May she rest in peace.
Yeah. But
You know?
she lived a long life, 87 years, I think.
Well,
I think
she
it
was she was trying to, stay through the election. That was
I know.
That was her hope.
The
Yeah.
Democrats are like, no, not now. Well, we'll see what happens.
The Dems and the Republicans.
Yes, I know.
That's it.
The two wings are the same from the same bird.
Same bird.
You the one who gave me? No, that's
No,
Margie
I
said.
didn't do that one.
Margie's going to be on our show, too.
That'll be a fun show.
Margie's going to be on our show many times. She's one of my clients who is a conspiracy analyst. And, yeah, she's got a lot to talk about. Her and Larry, they'll have a blast together. Every time she comes in for her hair, I'm like, Larry, Margie's here.
Yeah. Let's see where she's at.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always interesting.
Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah. I'm accused of being a conspiracy guy, so.
Oh,
You know.
you're accused of it?
Oh, yeah. That's what they would say. Oh, my God.
I know.
Are you a conspiracy guy? I was like, you're either a conspiracy person or you never ask any questions.
Yeah.
One or the other.
I mean, some of it I believe, but some
Yeah.
of it is like out there.
Some's out there, yeah, but some of the normal stuff that we think are everyday stuff
Yeah.
is really out there. Always keep this in mind. This is kind of the thing.
Mm-hmm.
The news that is given on TV
Yes.
went to the Supreme Court in a case
Uh-huh.
where these newscasters had a story that they wanted to talk about. And the story was about the United States puts chemicals in its milk. And the chemical is harmful and can cause cancer.
And what is that chemical?
I can't remember.
Is that like creosote or something
I
like
can't
that?
remember what it is at the time, but no other country uses it except for the United States.
Oh, the United States is bad.
So that being
like women's products.
that being said, they tried to get them to go around the story, basically, and by doing that, they tried to get them to change the story, take out all the words that said cancer, and they just keep rewriting the same story. So when it came time to put it on the air, they didn't put it on the air. So now they're telling people, well, how much will it take for you to go away? And they're like, we just researched the story. It's a brand new show. We're going to put this out, and the American people should know.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Edwin Snowden thing. The American people should know.
Right.
And
Well, like the
they
fact
lost
that-
their jobs. They got fired. They lost their job. So they took it to court. So it goes all the way to the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
And when it gets to the Supreme Court says the news can say anything it wants. It doesn't have to be true.
Oh, that's great.
Yet people watch it like it's the Bible. Like if it's God himself saying these things are true.
Yeah.
This is what's happening here today, and this is what happened there. And none of it has to be true.
So then there is something to the fake news.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that from the first time I ever heard it.
Well, there was a movie about that. I think Jake Gyllenhaal was in it, and it was about the news. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name, but it was good.
They had during the Iraq War, when we were there pulling down the statue of what was it?
Saddam.
Saddam Hussein, right? We were pulling down the statue, and people were celebrating and cheering.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how we covered it, the news. Well, at the same time, people in that country have newscasters.
Yeah.
And they're in a different section, and they're covering the news. So when the two news teams came together, side by side, and they were showing how all the celebration was going on, they were pulling down the statue, and yay!
Yeah.
In Iran, they were saying, as long as that man is still alive, there's no way anyone from this country would be celebrating pulling down that statue because he's still alive. They wouldn't do it. They were fake people
Really?
that we've sent to go celebrate to make it look like we were doing what we were doing. That was fake. It was totally fake. It's like they caught a couple of our big newscasters claiming that things happened that never happened. Like, I know Hillary said that she was shot at. She was never shot at. She was never shot at. Yeah. Stuff like that. And,
But how do you know what to believe? I mean, how do you know if that's reputable? Who knows?
Well, when someone else was with her and said, well, that didn't happen. Yeah, you're probably correct. Right. Yeah. So it's just funny how all that happens, and there's a lot of fake news that goes out there. That's all. That's all. It doesn't make me lose any sleep. To be honest with you.
Exactly.
No matter how big it is or bigger conspiracies, I don't lose any sleep.
I'm not drinking
over
this
it.
anymore.
Sulfite's getting you?
I'm starting to get starry-eyed. Can you tell? I
A little
just
starry-eyed?
I'm watching you talk, and I'm just like,
That's it. That's what most people do when I talk. Don't worry.
Oh my God, Larry.
Don't worry. That's the way it goes. People go, oh my goodness.
I don't know how you remember all this.
I don't know either.
My memory's shot. I think I better start taking a memory supplement or something.
I literally, when I have a client, I tell them this is the first time that I'm ever going to sit with them. I say, so here's my cell phone. I'm going to take it out right now, and I'm going to set the timer for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And then we stop. The reason I'm setting it Because I'll talk to you all night long.
Oh, I remember you said that last time.
Yeah. I will talk to you all night long. So we want this buzzer to go off to stop me.
Well, you got to remember, that's what I do for a living.
Somebody stop me.
Non-stop.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Oh, God.
So we have kind of like this week coming up. We're going to do another podcast. Correct? And then we're going to move the podcast from the time we normally do it that week.
Right. That's
Right?
right. That's right.
And then Emily will be here
right.
that week also. So we just do it on a different day.
Okay. So, well, we'll have to get it all in the book.
Yeah.
So you can't do it on a Monday. You can do it on a Sunday.
I could do it on a Sunday.
Well, she's coming on. She's coming home on the
up.
3rd. No, the 4th.
The 4th is a Sunday.
Sunday.
So we can't do that day. I would probably try to shoot for Wednesday or Friday.
Okay. We'll figure
Does
it
that
out,
work?
right, Caleb?
Yeah. Be
Okay.
better.
All right. That'll be fun. Then I could just sit here. I can drink all the wine I want. And I can just listen to
She will be the
I
show.
can just listen to my daughter.
That's it. She will be the
can
show.
talk non-stop. She will be the show. It's
Mhm.
awesome.
That's it.
It's awesome. I wish I could speak like her. I'm so jealous. I mean, she does public speaking the whole 9 yards. I mean, she was when she graduated, she was the speaker.
I'm sure.
Not this year. Well, when she graduated with her bachelor's,
Mm-hmm.
they asked her if she could speak at the commencement.
Yeah.
And this year, of course, it was a virtual thing. But, yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
Her and I have some amazing conversations,
I can imagine.
as you can imagine.
I
you
can
can imagine.
just imagine.
That's it. So put us here together. Yeah. Be great. Great. Something to look forward to. So that's all I got for today.
Okay.
Yeah.
How
you?
how we doing time-wise?
Probably right on the money.
Are we on the money, Caleb?
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Okay.
This little clock goes off in my head.
Okay.
You know what it is? I think my phone's going to go bzzz. So you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's
Okay.
not. Yeah.
All right.
So.
And the message today... Oh, sorry about that.
Mhm.
Message today was about connecting with God.
Yep.
That was a good message.
It was a really good message.
Did
Highlighting meditation. I loved it.
okay. All right, so enjoy the message, and we will be back next week with my daughter, my 27-year-old daughter, Emily Power.
Not next week. Week after.
The week after.
Week after. Yeah.
Okay.
Sulfites. All right.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm a little too relaxed now. Now I gotta
Too
go.
relaxed.
Now I gotta go up and start slinging that meatloaf.
That's it.
Meatloaf and
Meatloaf
mashed
it is.
potatoes. And
It's
Caleb,
meatloaf this week, folks.
Caleb, you're getting a rotisserie chicken.
Yeah.
How can you not like meatloaf? He's weird. All righty. All right, so we'll see you next week.
All right.
All right, take care. This message was received on March 11th, 2019. And it's called Connecting with God. I am here. I want to talk to you today about very important tools that a human needs in order to hear my voice in their lives. I am here for all. You are given the gift of free will. I communicate with all my children all of the time. There are many distractions in a human life that takes the human far from me. When the human is ready to have a relationship with me, there is no need to search for me. I do not need to be searched out in order for you to know me. So many go to great lengths to find me. It is like a game of hide and seek. Humans have a hard time with simplicity. If it is too simple, humans think it can't be real or of much value. Some are afraid of me because of how I have been portrayed by man and by religion. They teach humans to fear God, for I am ruling over you like a tyrant who judges and inflicts punishment on those who do not follow my rules. I have no rules. Man has made them all, which is fine because they are using the gift of free will, which is the perfect way for humans to learn. It is through trial and error that the human learns what is important in one's life and what is not. Love is what is important. Only love is real, and only love should matter in a human life. It may take a whole lifetime for a human to learn something as simple as love. Many take love for granted. Many mistake other emotions for love. It is pure. It is not jealous. It is always kind. And it is always putting the best interest of the other before your own. I am not saying that one human is better or more deserving than another, but when you put another's interest before your own, you gain so much more than you have given. Self-love is another very important gift that a human must bestow on themselves without feeling a sense of greed. It is important to give to thyself. If you don't, you will not have what is needed to give to another. Love need not be taught. Love just is. Some say that those who were never shown love as a child will grow up to not be able to love another. I say this is not true. They may connect to animals or nature. If they have no love, they may display mental problems to those around them. These are master souls that play these roles to teach others about love. All souls know love. All humans will experience love in some form in some lifetimes. They will be teachers in others. Love is the only lesson. Love is necessary for life. I want to also talk to you about the best tool to connect with me. Meditation is essential in order to hear me. One must quiet the mind and allow the conversation to begin. It is during this time when I am always available to answer the questions that the human has on their mind. Once again, this may seem too simple and will not draw the attention from all. This is why we are doing these podcasts, to help those who need to see and hear the words. But no lessons are necessary. Just close your eyes and sit quietly and allow me to fill you with my love. Talk to me every day. Ask your questions. Believe what enters your mind is coming from me, your God. I love you all. Trust what you hear. It is me. Love, love, love. Love is all you need to live a beautiful life.